I will call the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of the City of Monona for March 4th, 2019 to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Kitzler.
Here.
Acting President Wood.
Mayor, acting mayor.
Acting Mayor, is that how you would like to be addressed?
Yeah,
Yes.
anyway.
Acting Mayor Wood.
Here.
Mayor O'Connor is on vacation.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the February 18th meeting?
Move to approve.
I'll second that. Have any changes?
I do not.
All those in favor of approving the minutes as written, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Appearances, we have none. Unfinished business, there is none. 6A, consideration of Resolution 19-3-2329, approval of a cost-sharing agreement between the City of Madison and the City of Monona for the reconstruction of Bridge Road. Mr. Stefani.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Acting Mayor, should we have a motion?
Oh, move to approve.
Oh, second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, in the packet, you should have the draft agreement between the City of Monona and Madison for the reconstruction of Bridge Road. It was reviewed by Attorney Cole. He is okay with the agreement as presented. It will go to the Public Works Committee this coming Wednesday, and then City Council tonight, and the second reading on March 18th. It's a similar contract that we've had with Atwood now, Tompkins Drive, and Monona Drive in the past. We have just over $2 million in the 2019 capital budget to complete this work. The estimated cost in Appendix A is just over $1.7 million for Monona. The cost allocation will be adjusted based on the bid numbers and actual construction costs.
Questions?
Just one thing, the budget number is based on the city Monona cost only.
Right. Yeah.
Just so you know.
Which in our share is 1.7 million, a little more than that?
Correct.
No. So that
Yes, you're 1.7.
the budget is 2,075,200. So we're expecting what other costs, or are we just we're projecting it to be below budget?
I got the bid data today. The bids came in about 30,000 under the engineer's price.
Okay.
Madison's cost is just over $1 million. Ours is just over 1.7, based on the cost breakdown here. I haven't had the data to go through and redo these numbers, but it should get better for us.
Right. Okay, well, that's good news, because,
Yeah.
We were thinking the opposite.
yeah, worried about that. All right, anything else? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Resolution is approved.
Thank you.
6B, consideration of Resolution 19-3-2330, approving a proposal from MSA Professional Services for design and construction administration services for the Winnequa Road Bridge Replacement Project. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
I'll second that. Mr. Stefani?
Thank you. In the packet, you have the resolution, fiscal note, and the proposal as submitted by MSA. I requested proposals from all three of our engineers. Strand and MSA submitted. Verbecker declined because they don't have expertise in bridge work. MSA provided a low-cost proposal, and they have extensive experience within their firm. This will also go to City Council tonight for the first read, and Public Works Committee on March 6th, and then back to City Council on March 18th for the second read. MSA had proposed design services for 2019, $73,130, and if approved in our 2020 capital budget, construction administration services for $16,320. Total proposal cost of $89,450. The design team for Monona would be Greg Barucki and Leah Rhodes. They have over 200 bridge designs and projects between the two. Greg Barucki used to work at SCS and BT Square. He's a former engineer for Monona, has done some good work for us, so I expect the same for this project. The other team members for the MSA team, very good experience there too. They have between 350 and 600 bridge designs among some of the team members. And over the last 5 years, they have over 50 bridges. So a little bit about the bridge. It has a width of 20 feet, a deck width of 27 feet, bridge length of 58 feet, and a sufficiency rating of 8.6 out of 100. The current weight limit is 20 tons. We have weight restrictions on it because it's fallen apart. It was constructed in 1960, and the substructure and superstructure are considered to be in poor condition, and the abutments have decay and minor buckling, the support for the bridge. And the bridge deck is significantly delaminated. We will be submitting a Dane County Bridge Aid grant as part of this project for construction, and they would reimburse us up to 50%. So
Is that federal money that the county distributes, or is it county, do you know?
this is just county money.
Okay. What did Greg work on for us? Was that the dredging?
Greg did do the dredging for us, the design for the dredging. He did the 2011 Belle Isle Street project.
Okay.
Monona Drive Phase 3 construction administration for the utilities, and the Schluer Channel dredging design. So he had both dredging projects as far as design.
Okay. Did you have a question?
Just a very simple one. Do we normally go with the same company to do the design services and then the construction services? I'm
We
guessing that's tied together.
Yeah, we prefer that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is their proposed cost, is that a cost not to exceed? They would
Yeah, excuse me, this is not to exceed. The only place that we have an allocation where if we would exceed would be the observation hours. In the RFP, I requested 80. If for some reason it goes over 80 hours, it'd be based on time. That would be the only point. As far as design though, that would not exceed.
Okay. Are they gonna be here later? They're not coming later for the second meeting, are they?
MSA?
Yeah.
I didn't plan to have them
Okay.
here unless you wanted. Okay.
No, that's fine. So you know how, have they figured out how they're gonna phase the project? Will they keep the bridge open the whole time, or are they gonna have to close it?
They are gonna keep one lane open while it's reconstructed. That's a requirement. We briefly looked at, I had a desire to look at adding a new bridge, a second bridge. The slopes are too great for that, and the traffic numbers would be too great for that area. So we're not looking at that any longer.
Second bridge going out to Broadway.
Yeah, right. But the RFP was written that they have to design it and the contractor has to build it, keeping one lane open. They can do it. I've talked to Greg and Leah about this, and they feel very confident that they'll be able to keep the bridge open during construction. So.
Okay.
Did you want to add not to exceed to it, or are you fine with the wording? of the
I'm
resolution?
okay with,
Okay.
if that's what's, yeah. It's okay. Okay, anything else? All those in favor of approving the proposal from MSA, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. 6C is consideration of Resolution 19-3-2332, authorizing the issuance and sale of $6 million of general obligation promissory note series 2019A. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
I'll second. Mark?
Yeah, so it's that time of year we borrow for our 2019 capital. It's made up of a bunch of funding for different categories. The general portion, the $6 million is 3.5. In the 2019 budget, we had TIP of 410,000, water 500,000, and storm of 100,000. And there was we approved the projects last year for some TIFs as far as the build out of the shelter. We did not borrow for that back. We did the road project and we borrowed for that project. So this is just It was approved last year, and I was just borrowing for it. And so it's $490,000, and we have the settlement we need to borrow for, so that's where we get to $6 million. And this is just the authorization for Jeff Belangi, our financial advisor, to start working with the bondholders. And he would come back at our next meeting with, the actual breakdowns and the amounts and the interest rates.
Right. So it's basically, as you said, all the capital budgets from the 29 capital, plus another 490 for TIF that we haven't borrowed for yet, and then the $1 million for the settlement agreement. But these are described as general obligation promissory notes?
Yeah, and that's what they would be for this would be general obligation. I wasn't big enough for the water to do a separate one. We didn't have sewer, so they just, the recommendation was do this general obligation, otherwise it's been a lot higher interest rate for the water. We broke that out. The settlement is a tax exempt, so the recommendation was put that in with this borrowing here. So, so it's not a taxable, it's not taxable, so it's a lower rate you would have between tax exempt and taxable.
Okay. Don't we sometimes do a separate borrowing for TIF that's backed not by the general taxing authority, but by TIF revenues, or no?
We've had in the past for larger issues.
Okay.
For those we have. I mean, we can split this out if we need to. I can talk to Jeff if that's something we think we want to do. His recommendation was put it into the general obligation here for lower interest rates.
Yeah, okay. And then how will that work with the settlement agreement? You're going to, because you'll have to pay that out before.
Yeah, we'll pay that out in the next couple of days, and this will just refill that. Another come out of our general fund
The
for now.
fund balance.
Yeah. So it'll be a 2-month, or basically 3-week lag in the difference. The time we issue it and time we get the money replenished, it'll be just
Right.
3 weeks.
So, yeah, it'll be. And what will that leave us in the fund balance about, do you know?
Well, that, in the end, it just replenishes the
Right,
fund
yeah.
balance.
Yeah.
So I think we're still around 25 to 30% once we get the final numbers from the TIF 2 closing.
Okay. Questions?
Is that technically coming out of the TIF though, the settlement?
Yes, that'll come out of the TIF.
Okay. Is this a roll call? Joan?
Sure, it could be. I think so.
Okay. Would you call the roll, please?
Alder Kitzler,
Aye.
Acting Mayor Wood,
Aye. Motion carries. So for 6D, there is a closed session on here for the firefighters contract. Is there any need to?
Yeah, and that's the point of information. This is only there in case you had questions or wanted to have any further discussion on item 6F. The agreement has been agreed to by both sides and is ready for your Finance Committee's approval tonight and the City Council's first read later this evening. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary, but it's there in case you need it.
I don't think so. I mean, it's the same terms that we'd already approved. so.
Exactly.
All right, then moving on to 6F. Consideration of Resolution 19-3-2333, a resolution approving the terms of a 2-year contract with International Association of Firefighters Local 311. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
I'll second it. Discussion. Brian, did you want to?
No, as you mentioned, this is containing the terms that we previously agreed to. The union approved it, I believe, late last week. We had previously approved it a couple meetings ago, so all we need at this point is just to finalize it here at council. We do have it teed up for a single read and approval later this evening if the council would like to do that. And if the council were to do that, then we'd sign it and get it finalized tomorrow.
Okay. Then, do you have any questions?
I think so. So I think we last talked about this policy or the agreement early February, if not late January, and then there's been this kind of lag. Were there things that they were negotiating or what? Sorry, I guess I did have a question.
Go ahead.
There was one other item in here that we agreed to during mediation was I forget the name of it.
Light duty policy?
The light duty policy. That was agreed to that would be written by our fire chief and put into the standard operating procedures. There were some issues afterwards that the fire union kind of went back and forth, and they decided they'd like to have that off right now, and negotiate that later in the later negotiations. So we took that off. That was the big issue.
Gotcha.
Okay. All those in favor of approving the agreement, say aye.
Alright.
Aye. Motion carries. The agreement is approved. It's good to get that behind us. Seven, acceptance of general fund accounts payable checks dated February 15th to 28th, 2019. Mark?
Yeah, so it might not be labeled as yours on the computer, but just starting from the very first of the invoice register, just kind of page top I'll be going off of. So page 2, you'll see Dane County, Madison Metro, Monona Grove School District. That is the tax payments to the other districts for the February tax settlements. And page,
We're paying them for money
so we collect for those districts, and the county figures out how much we have to pay each district. And
Okay.
we pay based on what they tell us. Page 3, A1 Electric, generating project. I don't know if you've been aware of this, following this. This has been kind of delayed for a long time, and finally, I think this is wrapping it up. It's all working now, so these are kind of the final bills will be coming in.
Are those the two generators at the well and then at City Hall?
City Hall, yeah. Maybe. Page 5, with the weather here, the Detroit Salt Company, I believe that's their salt for the roads. Page 5, 2, Hamburg contractors, Bridgewater water main. There was some water main that wasn't needed from the Riverfront project, so Hamburg's basically paid for the water main that we'd be using for the Bridge Road project. It's saving us a little money.
I'd say that again. What are they? So it's
You want to explain a little bit better?
That's coming back to us?
We have some ductile iron in the Riverfront area project that turned out to be in good shape, so we don't have to replace it. The water main that we were going to install on the Riverfront project, we kept that, and we're gonna use it on the Bridge Road project. The bid numbers were reduced by that amount of water main on Bridge Road. So we bought it, we own it, and it's on-site waiting to be used on Bridge Road.
okay. Thanks.
A lot of it's just standard stuff in here. I don't know if you have any questions. I'm going to go to page 14. GEC, General Engineering Company. That is our building inspector and planning services. As you're aware, the planning is vacant. We'll be interviewing for those positions fairly soon, so this will be winding down for them. And actually, as far as the planning portion of it, they have been winding down. They haven't been as busy. So their costs are way down for us right now and saving us some money.
Is it expected that we'll continue using them for the building inspections?
For building inspections, yes. For planning services, I would anticipate that we use them on a as-needed basis to get the new planner up to speed, and then for kind of special circumstances.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they've done a really good job as far as the planning. They've been really on top of it. Page 17. Here's one of our bigger bills. It's just a Strand. You can see all the different projects they've been working for us over from Reach 64, North Winnequa Park Lagoon, Edwood, instead of Bike Ped and so on. As far as I think we just received the dredging ones for the North Winnequa Lagoon, so those will be eventually coming here to the council within the next month. And that's all I have.
Okay. I just wanted to note on page 13 that the Friends of the Library made a $1,000 donation towards landscaping. So appreciate that. And what was the other thing I wanted?
Yeah. And that's made out of their donations account, so it's made from their
Right.
donations.
I think I just wanted to also note that now when we make the WISCTF payments or out of people's payroll, which is for child support or maintenance, that we don't put the name on here like we used to. So I think that's definitely a very good improvement. I know it's been changed a while ago.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Then, all those in favor of approving, accepting the general fund accounts payable checks, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. If the acceptance of the checks is approved, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Aye, we are adjourned.